My newest fascination has been collecting data on topics that just enter my head. A perfectly healthy thing to do. I get bored of doing some random task, and so my mind drifts to a random question to answer. It's not a particularly important question, but it is one that my mind wants the answer to relatively soon. The newest question was, how many anime did I watch in any given year? I started around 2015, so there's a good amount of data to collect and to bask at. It's simple data to collect. I've logged every anime I've ever watched. So I set out to find the answer to an incredibly niche question that only affects me. It took a couple hours to collect all the data, but in exchange, I got a reflection of a piece of my personal history. My anime consumption habits over the years have been incredibly reflective of how I've been navigating my life. In 2015, I was a high schooler looking for any semblance of connection or an escape from the loneliness I felt. I watched and completed 76 anime from 2015, the most anime I've ever completed in any given year. Although some of these are shows I finished after 2015, it only gets rid of about 5 or 6 shows, which doesn't really change the status or dethrone it from first place. I watched anything and everything. If you put it in front of me, I watched it to completion. I watched some fantastic series that have stuck with me for my entire life, but some were the worst shows that I had blocked from my memory. But I was so hungry for something to escape my reality that even the worst shows were of some value. They were 20 minutes of escape, even if that escape was something my media literate brain could see as bad. I was going through the worst parts of my life, and I conferred an anime to find solace from it all. But there's a reason that was the peak year, and that's because things gradually began to get better. Not all at once, but I had less and less time for anime. 2016 marked 69 completed anime for that year, which was partially because the changes didn't occur until later into 2016. But I started to go out and do things with other people, so my time for anime was lessened. The gradual decline continued all through high school because things are finally turning around. 2017 had 44 completed anime, 2018 had 39. Both declines, but were still a fair amount. I had achieved a balance, but I was still a high school student with too much time on his hands. I could still manage to watch 40 anime in a year. But then we entered college and some new lows for my anime consumption. My anime consumption for 2019 was 23 completed anime, the lowest it had ever reached. I was in a new environment and just made a whole host of new friends. We were young and free and wanted to see it all. For every hour I used to spend watching several episodes of anime, I spent those hanging out with friends. I accumulated more memories and new experiences my freshman year of college than all 4 years of high school, and my anime watching suffered because of it, but if you asked me, I would have never noticed. I still loved anime, but it was a second thought. I didn't need the escape. I wanted to live in reality as much as possible. And that trend continued for the rest of college. 2020 only had 24 completed anime. 2021 had 27. Both in roughly the same ballpark as my freshman year. I added more, presumably because after freshman year, the thing to do became working in the library. So while my friends spent day in and day out in the library, I had extra time to watch anime. I never wanted to completely remove anime from my life. It had taken too much of my life, and it was still something I really enjoyed. It was my own little subset of a community away from college. I still had my college friends, but I could experience two worlds, and I liked that. I ended my college career and began my trip into online grad school in 2022, and somehow managed to land another 27 completed anime in that year. I had achieved a perfect balance, even despite most of my friends being 1,000 miles away. But none of this is really about how many anime I watched. It's a number that marks time. We all find ways to connect time. We all find ways to hold meaning. We all find ways to escape. Anime was my escape. It was there for me and continues to be there for me when I just need to go somewhere else. It's not always for escapism, but sometimes escaping is all I need to do to take a load off. It might be video games, reading, movies, painting, or anything that can give you joy. We all have our outlets, our escapes, the things that give us the warmth to keep going. And in the end, that's enough. Life's only so long. We should be enjoying the things that we like while we still can. I may be watching less anime, but it's still a part of my life, and I imagine it always will be.